What's up, guys? My name is Skylar and I've made $3.5 million in the last 5 years through the process of which I call content automation scaling. For those of you who don't know what that is, I'm going to break it down right now in the most simple terms possible. Content automation scaling basically describes the process by which we take a content creator's content, pre-created content, nothing new, and we just repurpose and repost this content across dozens of different social media accounts on different platforms. We are not reinventing the wheel. This is the most simple thing you could possibly do when it comes to social media marketing. And it's one of those things that you really need no experience for. You don't need any type of skill set that's specialized, and it does not require any type of money up front. And that's the biggest differentiating factor. And today I want to teach you guys exactly how you can copy exactly what I've done here to make me these millions and to live the life that I live, because it's nice and it's very simple. And trust me, I came from no type of extensive knowledge or any type of background in this stuff. It literally was trial and error and just learning from scratch. So without further ado, I'm gonna get straight into it and I'm gonna teach you guys the process by which you can start your own agency. So the 3 pillars of an agency. I've taught this in my other YouTube videos, but I'm gonna go over it again right now. Client acquisition, fulfillment, and scaling. Each of these 3 pillars are equally important in their own right, but not a lot of people understand that, because when people go to start agencies, they place a heavy emphasis on immediately acquiring a client and immediately trying to scale after that. And this is not the right way to go about it. I am about to teach you exactly why this is the wrong way to go about it with an own personal anecdote, a story of how my agency in and of itself almost crumbled because I got greedy. So first, to start with my story, this is the story of when I started my actual agency. This is when I started my content automation side of my agency, and that was back in about 2022. And it was when I was kind of doing a rebrand of my entire agency, looking for something new to get into, and I decided to go with content automation scaling because I understood the process of doing it. I understood that viral creators will go viral over and over again if their content is just blown up in different places. So I started an agency working with OF models. Instantly saw success in trying to sell this. I had a lot of models interested, and within the first month, I had done $10,000 in net profit generated via 8 through 10 clients, somewhere in there. And I realized super quickly that this could be the most scalable thing I've ever done. So within the first 3 or 4 months, I'd gotten it to the point where it was at $30K a month. And you would think that's amazing, right? Wrong, because my fulfillment was lacking. Unfortunately, I'd prioritized 2 pillars, the client acquisition pillar and the scaling pillar, right out the gate, and I dropped the ball in the fulfillment pillar. I wasn't worried about my clients' results. I wasn't worried that I was focusing and spreading myself too thin on too many clients just from the start when I didn't have the infrastructure to support that. All I was worried about was scaling and making more money, and that's where I dropped the ball. That's where things went wrong. After that 3rd month or 4th month, my client retention was at probably 40 or 30%. I dropped almost all my clients just because they were no longer interested in working with me on this stuff. They thought it was ineffective, they weren't seeing results, and there were just a whole plethora of problems as far as communication and the entire back end of my operation. So once that happened, I kind of took a step back and I was back down at maybe 4 or 5 clients overall. I had a small roster and I had a lot of time to focus and prioritize on each of these clients. And thankfully, a lot of those 5 clients were agency clients, clients who had just decided to stick it through and see if things improved, and they had big rosters of models. So then I thought to myself, well, it's time to reprioritize what we're doing here. We shouldn't be focusing on this whole concept of trying to go out and get a million different models. I should be focusing on going out and getting 5 or 10 different agencies and trying to show them the best results I possibly could and to scale with them from there, because at the end of the day, it's so much easier to scale with a small number of clients. And that's exactly what I did. I took that, built out an entire team that was catered to support the infrastructure behind my agency, a customer service guy, a bunch of fulfillment guys who were handling the actual posting and automation of the posting across these platforms. I found valuable aged account suppliers who sold me the accounts that I would in turn use to set up and repurpose the creator's stuff against. And basically building out this entire infrastructure, I built an amazing team that was able to handle client load at that point. So then we took those 5 clients of mine, my 4 or 5 agency clients, and I started working with a single model of theirs. And I worked with their models. I continued to give them discounts or free months and basically incentivize them to stay working with me until they were seeing incredible results. And a lot of these clients are the ones that became my most successful case studies to date, because I put so much prioritization on their individual models and making sure they're successful. And after a couple more months of that, things started to move again. My agency clients, I realized, were going to be my bread and butter. So I began to expand horizontally and try to acquire more business through my existing clients before going for new clients, which is a huge part of this. You always want to expand horizontally before you go vertically. And in this case, I was trying to onboard new models through their programs, new platforms. So if they were already running their model with me and doing automation on Instagram, I would encourage them to do Twitter. I'd encourage them to do TikTok. And we'd basically expand out in that manner in opposition to just actually scaling vertically and go finding new clients nonstop. It just wasn't worth doing that. So in this case, it was so much easier to just scale from within. And within a few months, we'd already managed to double or triple our numbers. And to date, I now have 70 clients on board. And you might say, well, when you were dealing with 20 clients at the time, you said that it was overbearing and that you were spreading yourself too thin. Yeah, that's correct, because now I have an amazing team built out. I've been building out my operation for 3 years, and I built it to the point where I can manage that many clients without basically just dropping the ball on all of them. So at this point, I'm able to deliver amazing results for my clients because of that. And it's because of the reprioritization of those 3 pillars that I discussed earlier: client acquisition, fulfillment, and scaling. Sorry guys if I'm talking fast here, but I got a lot of points to get across with you. Client acquisition, this is the process by which you find and acquire clients, all from the point in which you're finding and generating leads, reaching out to these leads, and eventually closing these leads for your marketing bundles. In this case, I used Instagram DMs from the start. When I didn't have a big personal brand or social presence, I was DMing people from my marketing account and trying to just find people who'd be interested in giving me a shot, because I know once someone gives me a shot, I could prove that I am the best at what I do. So first, that was my client acquisition method. Second, fulfillment. Before anything, I realized that my best bet was lowering my margins to expand my team out up front, just so I could manage a higher workflow as things increased. I built out with an assistant, someone who'd manage my customer service basically and just manage the day-to-day of the operation. Second, people who handle the actual posting and fulfillment. Third, I have a team of VAs that tracks analytics and makes sure that posts are going up every day. And fourth, I have someone that just manages the overall oversight of the operation, making sure things are happening on time and making sure that just clients are happy with everything. And this was basically all that I needed to get my team up and running. And no, I wasn't paying these people full-time salaries. A lot of them were working on a contractual basis, basically just making money as I made money, which worked at first and still continues to work to this day. And as you build out your operation more, you'll figure that you're making a lot more money, and so your margins tend to be a lot higher because your overhead, these are a lot of fixed costs at the start of hiring out 4 people at the very start. So these things just are kind of absorbed into the more money you're making. So that's the second part, fulfillment. And then the third part comes to scaling. And like I said, you only scale when you're ready. You only scale when it is the appropriate time. And I want to emphasize that over and over again. You can go out there, you can go make $20,000 in a month and your agency can crumble the next month because you don't have the proper team, infrastructure, or just ability to manage those clients. You never want to overscale to the point where you are sacrificing quality of fulfillment. So without further ado, guys, that's about it for today. If you do want to work with me, I do have a mentorship program where I do one-on-one coaching. I take you on for the first 90 days and I actually guarantee that I will land you 3 clients through my proven system, my proven outreach methods, and my fulfillment methods. My fulfillment methods are crucial. I have the suppliers for accounts. I have the entire team and back end, and I can help you hire out yours as well to replicate mine. But at the end of the day, if you guys want to be successful and you want to work directly with me, I have the A to Z coaching program where I basically help you build up your entire agency and help you hit that 10 to 15K a month mark, which is going to be our final goal. So without further ado, guys, subscribe down below, drop a comment, drop a like if you like the video, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.